One take, I'm a busy man. Clock Tower, 1995. The story is set in Romsdal, Norway. It's in Norway. In 1995, there's an orphan. 4 orphans. Jennifer, Laura, Lot, and Anne. They've all been adopted by a man. Mr. Simon Barrows. 4 adolescent girls, alright? The girls are on their way to a new home and Miss Mary is escorting them there. Mr. Barrows' home is a huge mansion with a clock tower attached to it. How ominous. The girls are left alone while Miss Mary goes and fetches their new adoptive father, Mr. Barrows. After a while, the girls start to feel uneasy though. Ooh, something's wrong here. Miss Mary has been gone for a very long time. When she doesn't return, Jennifer goes out to the hall to look for her. She has a scream from the main hallway. Ah! And when she returns, the other girls have all disappeared. What's going on here? It's a mystery. She searches the mansion for her friends. She goes into the bedroom and releases a bird from its cage. All of a sudden, it starts attacking her for no reason. It says, I'll get you, or something near to it. Hard to make out with the sound quality. It flies around the room, swoops and stuff until she catches it with a blanket. Then she walks over to the dresser as a total non sequitur and looks at herself in the mirror.
Who am I? What am I?
An arm. Oh, it's coming out of the mirror. That's pretty spooky. And she picks up a photo frame off the dress. Another non sequitur. It looks like 2 baby boys, but their faces have been scratched out. Double mystery. She finds a bottle of perfume. Glug, 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 glug. It smells like Miss Mary. She takes it. She goes to the bathroom. The water has been left running. What a waste. And the room is full of steam. She pulls back the curtain, and Laura is in there. She's been murdered, and it doesn't look... This doesn't look like an accident at all. This is not good. I'm just trying to think of a stupid line for... Wait a minute, this can't be an accident. There's no soap or something like that, you know what I mean? Suddenly, a boy can no longer hold his breath and he jumps out of the water with a giant pair of scissors. Run, Jennifer! She starts running and hides under a bed. The boy is dumb, so it works. He doesn't see her and he leaves. Non sequitur time. She spies a bird's nest in a hallway. The nest is full of delicious eggs and junk, but also there's a key to the west wing, not that west wing. Then she goes to an open storage room and finds a black robe packed away in a crate. She takes it for no reason. Also, this can of insecticide. I hope that comes in handy later.
Raid.
Back down the hallway, she opens a locked door to the west wing key. She hears a scream from outside. She looks out the window. It's Anne. She's fallen out of the window. That's the worst. Oh my god. Another non sequitur time. She enters a room and it feels as though she's being watched. She finds a ceremony key down by the clown. Hanging from the ceiling is a French doll. The French doll starts to make music. It drops from the ceiling and starts floating through the air. Kinda spooky. It flies towards Jennifer and knocks her to the ground. She loses 3 teeth. In the next room, the fireplace has been lit. Jennifer finds a lantern on the desk and there's just stuff happening. She picks up stuff. That's the room where Anne died. Moided. Down the stairs, she enters a room. It's covered in blood. Something good happened here. There are dead crows hanging on the wall. Another good sign.
Respect the drip, Karen.
Jennifer can hear a live crow in a cage. She finds the key to the cage and sets it free. Thank you. One of the hallways has a huge crack in the floor. To get across it, Jennifer must lay a plank of wood. That's my sound effect. Next to the statue, she finds a demon idol. She enters another, mostly empty room. One of the crates starts to rattle and out jumps the boy with the scissors. He runs after her. Jennifer runs over the plank of wood downstairs. That came in handy. Down with the crows. And look at that. The crows are on her side now and chases the scissor man away. She goes over to a crate and moves it out of the way because she sees that the wall there looks kind of weird. Grabbing a stick, she bashes at it and smashes the wall down.
Please don't tell anyone how I live.
There's a room hidden behind it that hasn't been used in a long time. Of course it hasn't been used. There's no f***ing door. It's dark and the air is stagnant. And there are telemarks. How do you say telly?
Tally.
Tally.
Telly.
Tally.
Tally is A. Tally is R.
Telly. There are tally marks cut into the wall. It looks like someone was counting the days. How would they know what the day is? There's no light in here. Anyway, on the wall is a medical chart. Jennifer reads it, and it says Mary and Mr. Barrows' names. On the floor is another medical chart. Why wouldn't it just be on the same medical chart? Anyway, it says the birth of twins. It looks like Miss Mary is actually Mrs. Mary, and it's actually Mr. Barrows' wife. I mean, it's not that great of a plot twist, but alright. And that the boy that's been trying to kill her must be one of her twins. So they adopted these 4 girls so that he could have a GF?
What are you doing, step bro?
By the chart is a black medical bag belonging to Walter Simpson, Jennifer's father. Oh? Jennifer looks up from the darkness to see the corpse of her father in the corner of the room. Oh, I thought it was Mr. Barrett's. It's Jennifer's father. No! At least they got a reunion. He's holding a memo. It was written on October 1986, 9 years ago. It says that he was called to a house to deliver twins. He calls the twins demons. After being born, they ate his right hand. Right? And they were both ill and deformed and shouldn't have lived. He says that he has trouble breathing, and he tells the reader where the twins can be found. His last words are, Jennifer. Jennifer. Why not something more useful? Anyway, Jennifer goes back downstairs to some ceremony room. On the altar is a Celadon vase. Does anyone know what that is? No, you don't. A crow corpse with a severed neck and some strange symbols on it say, time will cause adherence. It's very ominous. There is an iron disc with a cross carved into it. She takes the demon idol and puts it on the altar. She hears a noise, and a hole has opened up in the floor. There's a ladder which Jennifer goes down. It goes down into the hole. Walking away from her is a woman in a black robe. There's a guard dog asleep on the floor. It growls at Jennifer. She puts on the black robe, and with the perfume, she's imitating that woman. Struts on by. The dog doesn't understand what's going on. It's dumb. On the ground, surrounded by candles, is Lot. She's still alive. Yay! She says, the switches in the clock tower. Yeah, then dies of what? I don't know. Lupus. Moving through the catacombs, Jennifer finds a can of kerosene. Glug, 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 glug. She comes up to a red curtain area. She peeks through the curtain, and an enormous fat blob creature is behind it. It crawls after. Is this the other twin? Through the pool of water and up the embankment where she came from. She throws the can of kerosene, and it explodes on the fat baby. The earth starts to shake, and Jennifer finds the elevator and gets out of there. She goes up to the third floor of the clock tower. It's a strange green room, and inside it is the boy with the scissors. He runs after Jennifer, up the ladder to a balcony where she flips two switches, and just like Lot told her to, the boy drops his scissors and covers his ears. It's some sort of terrible song. He falls over the edge of the railing, and probably dies, unless there's a sequel. Is there a sequel?
Yes.
He doesn't die. Miss Mary jumps out of the shadows and attacks you. You killed my boy. I loved him like a son, but she gets knocked back into the generator and electrocuted.
Crispy.
You stare off into the distance from the clock tower. You have just inherited a massive mansion. Hooray! Anyway, depending on which path through the game you take, there are multiple endings. All of your friends could die, one might survive, or whatever. I'm not going through it all. You'll just have to take my word for it. The end. Dong.